So we need you to keep up these fights now and for the rest of your lives. And to all the women, and especially the young women, who put their faith in this campaign and in me, I want you to know that nothing has made me prouder than to be your champion. I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now. And to all the little girls who are watching this, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance and opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your own dreams. Finally, I am so grateful for our country and for all it has given to me. I count my blessings every single day that I am an American. And I still believe, as deeply as I ever have, that if we stand together and work together with respect for our differences, strength in our convictions, and love for this nation, our best days are still ahead of us. Because I believe we are stronger together and we will go forward together. And you should never, ever regret fighting for that. Scripture tells us, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. So, my friends, let us have faith in each other. Let us not grow weary. Let us not lose heart. For there are more seasons to come, and there is more work to do. I am incredibly honored and grateful to have had this chance to represent all of you in this consequential election. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
That was Hillary Clinton in her first comments to the nation, to her family, to her supporters. She said it was painful and will be painful for a long time. But she said we also owe Donald Trump an open mind and reminding us that this country respects the rule of law, the right to disagree, and the freedom of worship. Her own testimony to her belief in the country as she leaves her dream to be president.
It was interesting how she made a point of saying that she reached out to Donald Trump last night and that she offered to work with him on behalf of our country. She apologized for not winning, but she feels pride and gratitude for the campaign that they built together. She thanked her staff profusely and her supporters and her family. It was really very touching to hear from her.
This was a history-making candidacy and campaign. She was the first female nominee of either party. She had hoped to become the first female president in our nation's history. And I think she tried to, while this was clearly a very painful moment, she said this loss hurts and it's going to hurt for a long time. She tried to open it up about what this moment means and provide some hope.
That's right, and it was clearly with an eye towards history that she made two important points. One was about the value of public service, and particularly to younger people watching. You know, we talked a lot about the younger voters and their sense of inspiration or not with the Clinton campaign, and when she talked about there will always be setbacks, but keep fighting for those things you believe in. That's that connection between the candidate and all the people who spend all of their time volunteering for them. And then her second message was to the young women, young girls, arguing that just because she was unable to break the glass ceiling, that they have value and worth, sending a kind of special message there, again with an eye towards history, recognizing that this is a moment, this might be replayed, that she had a message to send that was outside of the context of this campaign.
No, but to little girls, never doubt who you are. You're valuable, you're powerful and deserving of achieving your own dreams, your best days. She said, my best days and your best days are still ahead.
It was also an affirmation of all the values of this country that she so deeply believes in, because this is a woman who's given much of her life to public service.
She has, and remember, I mean, in her campaign biography, she has spent more than 30 years in public life, working for children, working for families. Most, of us who might think of Hillary Clinton might just not even think of her time as First Lady, but think of some of the more controversial things like the Benghazi episode. But she has been involved in public service for most of her lifetime, and I think while she did not achieve that, as she put it, that symbolic of crashing through the glass ceiling that has prevented women from achieving the top posts, not only in politics, but across many different fields. What she didn't say, but she did allude to, is that the popular vote, there are currently at this hour 59,442,911 small cracks in that glass ceiling, and it's more votes than Donald Trump in the popular vote.
It just changed as you said that. Tim Kaine didn't. Tim Kaine mentioned it though.
It was nice how he opened up with that.
She also said and reminded us that the American dream is for everybody, men and women, immigrants, the LGBT community, and the disabled.
I love that Tim Kaine opened it up by pointing out, listen, she won the popular vote. There's something to be said about that. And quoting Faulkner, they killed us, but they ain't whipped us yet. The work remains.
Well, they realize, too, they're currently, along with Barack Obama, the leaders of the Democratic Party, and that they've got to move forward a group of supporters who at this point are demoralized, who are about to, most of them haven't slept and are about to go home and pull the covers over their heads. And so they have to provide a note of hope, and Barack Obama is also going to do that when we hear from him in about the next half hour from the White House Rose Garden.
And the question remains, what will Hillary Clinton do next? That's what I'm curious to see. What is her next chapter?
I think she's going to spend a lot of time with her grandchildren.
That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. It's hard to imagine her, though, not in public service.
Does Donald Trump ask for her help, do you think, John?
Well, as I was wantonly speculating there, it is perhaps later for one of those kinds of missions.
Yeah. Grace. President Obama is expected to make remarks from the White House in the next half hour. Scott Pelley will bring those